Anybody else? Hi. Hello. Anybody else dying via heat stroke? Jesus fuck. I hate this week so much, guys. I hate this week so much. Hello, Habit. Hello, Cyrus. I'm gooping it for real, for real. I am not used to this heat. It's genuinely a hate crime against me as a person that I have to go to work in this heat. It's been a while since I felt this horrible the entire time, just from like melting. Hey, Hellraiser, nice to see you here as well. Oh yeah, Cyrus, you're probably used to these levels of heat. That makes sense. You get to stay at home more? No, I don't. I have to like go to work in the morning. My car already being a fucking heat wave. Like my car already being like over 30 degrees in a fucking oven. At work, it's already horrible because everybody in that place has like a different sensibility to heat. Meaning some people think it's okay to like leave a fucking air conditioner off because it gets so cold, and other people like me are fucking dying. It's atrocious. It's absolutely atrocious, and I hope the fan isn't too loud. I am trying to just not melt while having headphones on. And because Sarah's already been asking what this giveaway is about, I said last week I was streaming on Wednesday because I didn't have time on Saturday. I have time on Saturday this weekend, and we are going to continue Skyrim. But today is a very, very special day, and I was asked by my friends at Psychic Software if I would be interested in trying something out. I made a post in the Discord about it yesterday, and I also made a tweet on Blue Sky about it. I can move over here. There it is. The Necromancer's Tale got a console release today. The fan isn't audible. That's very nice. That's very nice. The Necromancer's Tale got a console release. They gifted me the Switch version, and I have, like, specifically Switch 2 version. It's not releasing on the one, as far as I'm aware, for a specific reason. But they gave me 2 extra keys for a console of my choosing, basically. Basically, at the end of a stream, I'm going to give away to 2 random people who just like typing in the chat. I'm gonna contact them on Discord, and all you have to do is just give me the console or platform you want, and I'm gonna give you a code for the game. That was like a little thing they asked me to do, and I was more than happy to oblige because I love this game anyways, and having it on Switch, specifically for me, is a very big thing because I play like 90% of my things on this goddamn thing. And just being able to do this, and just like sit on the fucking like couch or whatever, or like talk to people while doing like watching a show or something. And just being able to play that game wherever is pretty cool. I am very excited about that. Elgato, please reconnect. Thank you. Thank you, Elgato. Yeah, I hope there's gonna be people who are interested in getting it that don't already have it, because as we all know, a lot of my viewers already own the game. Am I right? But obviously there's less people watching today because it's in the middle of the goddamn week and I normally don't stream like that. But I hope there's still gonna be like a few people in here just to actually do this giveaway. If there's not enough today, I'm just gonna like do a giveaway again on Saturday. I think that should be fine. And just because on Saturday there's always like way more people. Let me actually try this out already. Obviously, we have console controls with the normal Pro controller that I have. But let me actually. Oh, we can try this later. Let's just head right in. Also, like the right stick controls the mouse is just pretty funny. Let's go to. I can also just like do it with normal controls. Let's just go right in there with a prologue. Habit doesn't own the game. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Of our Lord, 1701, the Republic of Venice went to war with the sovereign monarchy of Ralston. This war was over passage rights through the Adriatic Sea, though this point will rarely be brought up when the war is discussed by future historians. It was, like most wars, overstretched and too costly. Neither side could afford it, nor would they back down. Many lives were lost, and whatever the outcome, each nation would nurse its wounds for some time. The war raged on for 6 years, draining both countries' resources, but the Republic of Venice was older than Ralston and had deeper pockets. In a war of attrition, they would win, and both sides knew it. 3 generals from Ralston, 2 brothers and a close friend, came together to strategize.
Hello, Yethon. It's nice to see you here again.
They would not win this war. In desperation, one reached out to a dark power and was told to make pilgrimage to Golgotha. With no other avenue, they spent 1 month sailing to the walls of Jerusalem, where they docked under cover of darkness. On the hill where the man named Jesus died, they met a figure, too old to identify as man or woman. It offered them a book, an already ancient thing made of pale leathers and filled with symbols that hurt their eyes to look upon. The thing smiled as they took it, a smile made of too many teeth.
The fuck you mean, shame on me, Habit? Specifically, how can you not buy a game this great? This also isn't like the type of game that I'm like too much seeking out of, but holy shit, this one took me over. But I know the type of games you play. You're not really into story games most of the time, so I get it. Even though you are missing out, in my opinion. But I think you were mostly watching the entire playthrough with me, weren't you? I think you were here most of the time. And of course Jesus is canon. This is like historical fantasy. It takes place in the real world. And yes, Yifon, the story was over. This is a short replay. We're not gonna like play the entire thing. I'm mostly just gonna probably play it like in the evening on my couch. Like I did before. This is just me trying out the new console release today.
Full of dread for what they had seen and what they were about to do, they sailed for another month to get home. Things had gone badly in the time they were away. Soon they would have to surrender, and Ralston would fall into decline, one it was unlikely to survive. Whatever doubt the men had about using the knowledge in that book, their mind was set now. They cast its pages open and chanted dark incantations. And lo, did the dead walk upon the earth that night. Undead sailors hauled themselves into the Venetian boats. Soldiers dragged themselves from battlefields and clawed up from shallow graves to drive the Venetians from the land. The war was won. The Venetians could not fight Ralston's impossible numbers. They surrendered, the book was shut, and the dead were dead once more. The book was destroyed.
I also instantly have to think of Jesus. As a non-Christian. When I hear Jesus, I just hear Jojo.
Shame in using it. Many enemies, without and within, were born that day. 1711. 3 years later, a child was born to one of the generals involved in unleashing the spell.
Let's begin with character creation. We are a beautiful baby boy.
A beautiful baby girl.
Oops! I misclicked. I guess this is gonna be a woman playthrough. Let me very quickly. The night you were born, a blood moon hung low in the sky. There was a storm the night you were born, one that came from nowhere. A ship was caught in it, doomed to be dragged to the ocean floor below. Keep it a woman necrotron for real. Okay, I see. A comet passed overhead that night, one that cycled between purple and green. Let's make it the storm. I have an idea what I want to do today.
You were born. One that came from nowhere. A ship was caught in it, doomed to be dragged to the ocean floor below. In a tavern, a captain silently got up, and slowly sailors followed him. Not a word spoken between them. They took their ship and braved the storm. They managed to save half the crew on the otherwise doomed vessel. None of them recalled why they risked their lives for this. You were taken from your mother and left with a nursemaid for your first few days in this world.
She was a kindly girl from the town's poor quarters. While your paths crossed every few years, she was never reintroduced herself. Seeing you always cheers her up, and she is content with that. A distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you, she largely ignored you, and when it was done, she told everyone what a fine job she did and how you both had an unbreakable bond. You have not spoken since. A heavy-set lady who helped to raise many children in the town. Let's do the distant cousin. Last time, when on our first playthrough, and like from the demo to like the full release and everything, we always went with highly professional, high intelligence teacher. And I think this time I want to be basically the polar opposite. We already are a woman instead of a man this time. And I want to make herself way more strength focused, a lot more brutish, having a worse upcoming. Maybe we work at the docks this time.
A distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you. She largely ignored you, and when it was done, she told everyone what a fine job she did, and how you both had an unbreakable bond. You have not spoken since. You were born into wealth and status, and had all you could wish for. But your parents never had another child, and your father was often preoccupied with his work. Your mother, distant, sickly and delirious, you heard another mother say. Hoffman, the family steward, raised you more than they. It was a lonely childhood. 1718. You are 8 years old. You play with friends from school, 2 poorer boys, Diedrich and Flip. Your father disapproves. You play in the graveyard outside the city. Nobody goes there without an armed guard. But children do not care for such things. Children are small and fast, and can outrun Ghoul, at least when the sun is up. One day, as you play, you hear a rustling coming from some trees. You all freeze. Then a stone whizzes out of the green and hits you on the head. You stare in disbelief, a slow trickle of blood running down your face, partially blocking sight from your left eye.
The leaves part. Your cousin Lucas, 10 years your senior, steps out. You scan the tree line and spot Sophia, a girl you recognize from school. A group of other children from the city emerge from the tree line. You recognize the leader, a boy named Willard. I think we took Sophia last time, if I remember correctly. Let's do Lucas.
The leaves part. Your cousin Lucas 10 years your senior, steps out.
I didn't know that Lucas is 10 years older than us.
Is your father's older brother and has been away for a long time. Lucas has been sent here ahead of his planned return and is staying with you. You don't know him well, but he seems angry. He says nothing, but tosses another stone in his hand menacingly.
This is actually kind of interesting considering that he is like the head teacher at the school. Seeing that he also had like a relatively rough uprising? Didn't expect that, to be honest. You outsmart him, you talk him down. You pick up a stick and stand your ground. You don't scare me.
You pick up a stick and stand your ground. You don't scare me. It didn't go well for you, of course, but you got it too. That night at dinner, your father asked you what happened, and you blamed some other children. Your relationship with Lucas improved from then onwards, with him acting more like a big brother.
Oh, that's cool.
A cousin. You missed him when his father returned and he moved out. That night you are woken by voices outside your window. You look out. You can see the graveyard, though you know it's normally on the other side of the house and too far away to see. In it, 2 people dig up a grave. Despite the distance and lack of light, you can make out the name on the tombstone. Your father's.
Oh.
The people stops. Then, and without moving their body in any way, they turn their head to look at you. You do not recognize them. They grin an unearthly grin at you, so eerie that it wakes you from your sleep. By morning, you have forgotten it all. Years later, you catch sight of yourself in a mirror, and the memory of this dream comes back to you as you suddenly realize that the face staring at you had been your own. The one you have now as an adult.
Jesus.
1721. One morning.
I did not remember us having a vision of a future in here. This is literally the ending.
Classes are not finished. She says everything is okay, but you do not believe her.
His appearance, her mannerisms, her presence alone is the warning. Let's do the appearance.
It's her appearance that gives her away. She is normally so perfect, but her hair is out of place, her dress loose, her makeup faded. She brings you around the town. First you stop to buy sugared apples, then she takes you shopping. New clothes, new books, new toys, a luggage trunk.
This is when the mom is super sad about us leaving,
to the
right?
castle, and with some whispered words and coins exchanged, the guard lets you in.
What would Soldier do, Cyrus?
Go to the pond and throw bread and watch fish pop their heads up to steal from the ducks. You walk the city walls, and the 2 of you take in the view. The sea to the west, the hills to the
Oh, look at that.
the forest
I actually recognize this building now.
beyond the northern tree line, the road that leads to the capital. That, she tells you through teary eyes, is where you're going. You won't understand until you're older. Maybe not even then. You need more than I can give you, more than I can be. You protest. She cries. When she stops crying, she doesn't remember where you are, how you got there. A watchman brings you home. There your father glares at you, angry that you upset your mother, angry at your non-compliance.
That's our dad, alright.
Brings you to your room to help you put your new clothes and books and toys into your new trunk. He tells you that she loves you, that this is for the best. A few days later, your carriage rides out of town. In your children's stories, events like this happen on rainy days, but today is sunny and clear-skied. As the carriage crests a hill, you can look back towards the city and see it all. The farms, the walls, the groves, the castle, the seas. Your home. How do you feel as you are taken away?
Now we get to what I want to do. I'm pretty sure last time was I hurt. This time I'm going to go, I am angry, feeling unwanted and tossed aside. This is something I could not fight.
I am angry.
Let's go! The red stats are rising!
Aside. This is something I could not fight. 1722. A year has passed. More quickly.
I want to be really strong this time. Maybe kind of stupid, but really strong.
Snow falls lightly outside. You watch from your dorm and reflect on your time here.
This year was hard on you. You started many fights. You ended many too. You're thankful for the library. You took to this new life quickly, making many friends. It's time. Oh, there's 4 more. You directed your energy towards physical activities and joined the running team. You killed the time by dreaming up schemes and enacting them. You have befriended some of the more unsavory children. Let's start the fights.
This year was hard on you. You started many fights. You ended many too. You've made enemies, yes, but also gained a lot of respect. Many of the
We're gonna make the biggest,
from prominent
fucking strongest woman imaginable.
the might
Who needs summons when you can just fucking kill everything with your own bare hands?
25. Your schooling is done now. Your time here is over. You spent much of this year deciding what to do next.
Eventually, you decided to continue with education. Ultimately, you decided to follow in your father's footsteps and join the military. One of your professors said she saw something in you, a spark that would see you well in the world of courtly intrigue. World of courtly intrigue. Does it mean what I think it does? I think we took education last time. But I also wouldn't want to join the military, to be totally honest. What does courtly intrigue mean? My English is failing me right now. God damn it. Is it... Are we just gonna work, like... in the court? Like... in, like, court cases? Or is this, like, is this something else? Politics in general. That would be interesting, actually. Intrigue in the royal court, yes. Thank you, psychic software itself.
One of your professors said she saw something in you.
I have diplomat money now, let's go.
Would see you well in the world of courtly intrigue. This sounds exciting to you, and well paid too. So they put you in touch with a contact of theirs to begin your training.
Better than military.
Decided. You found you had time before your training began, so you made the trip home to visit your parents and tell them of your plans. Your travel home feels faster than it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Perhaps mindset.
I'm pretty sure I haven't seen, like, in the other playthrough, we haven't seen our family from, like, 1721 to the day we return for the funeral.
And Hoffman awaiting you. Your father is not there, but joins you for dinner that evening. It had been 4 years since you were home. Not a long time for some, but a quarter of your life.
If it's actually super interesting.
That you had matured, changed so much in that time, but...
Your attempts to gain access to the library's restricted area are rejected. The master there refuses you. Those books are not for children. You try to wow your old friends with tales of your time away, and it pains you when they don't seem impressed. You still find your father to be as inscrutable as ever. That's actually kind of sad to say, like, none of them are interested in what is going on. I'm gonna do this, just like fully like.
Find your father to be as inscrutable as ever.
Damn, analyze -1.
Talk about his
I didn't even know it's possible.
time away in your chosen path, but you cannot tell if he is impressed, interested, or even paying attention. Despite this,
Hello, nerdy. Nice to have you here as well.
be home again to see your friends and family. You have a good summer. As you leave for your new training, you wonder how long until you come home next, and how you will have changed by then. 1727. You are nearly 2 years into your training now, and it goes largely as expected. You miss home, but the pangs grow less as time passes. Your mentor, an older lady named Valentina Zupan, takes you to the Scottish courts to watch the burning of a witch.
Oh.
The woman is accused of fornication with the devil, but Valentina says that the only crime this woman, and women burned like her, committed was striving for knowledge, studying the natural world and trying to understand it. Valentina wants you to see how other countries treat people who they cannot understand, how they treat knowledge they cannot fathom. She tells you then that a war has broken out at home. A lich, a powerful undead sorcerer, has begun raising the dead and marches on the capital. So far its armies show no sign of moving out of Ralston, but Venetian and Habsburg forces are amassing on their respective borders to repel anything that tries to cross them. Other nations will turn this on us. They will try to turn the Pope on us too, no doubt. They'd see us burned like that witch. This is our job, to slow the tide that comes for us. We shall travel to other courts, seeking help. We will get none. In reality, we're there to find the lips that whisper against us, and do what we must to shut them, by deals or blackmail, whatever it takes. You were on a carriage to London that night, on the start of a tour of Europe that would carry on for the next year. Eventually, word reaches you that the Lich has been defeated, that its forces collapsed as the final blow was struck. Your father was at that battle, as was your uncle. You learn your uncle was wounded, but is well. Neither man died, though the same cannot be said for thousands of others in the country. The soldier's work is done now. Our work only gets harder. Venice will want to march in retaliation for 1708. Habsburg will want the land. Several others will want us stomped out for being too liberal. We must keep these wolves at bay while our country rebuilds. 1729. Your training complete. You land your...
Understandable, trying to get rid of the liberals. Your first assignment was in the Ottoman courts of Ahmed III in Albania. Isn't that the guy we met later, or is it somebody else? You were thrown to the wolves and sent to the courts of Venice. You found yourself stationed in the rapidly crumbling courts of Charles IV, Holy Roman Emperor. You know what? Let's go to Venice.
You were thrown to the wolves and sent to the courts of Venice. You never found out why you were sent here, and it has never become clear if this was a punishment or a prestigious assignment. You never see the Doge Alvise III Sebastiano Mocenigo. You never see anyone of note. You spend your days with minor nobles and nameless ambassadors clawing over any attention at all. Nobody asks your opinion or listens when you speak. How does this post...
Ah, yeah, it was ambassador, you're right. This is an outrage. I worked hard to train as a diplomat, and they sent me here when nobody will talk to me? What a waste! I suppose somebody has to be put here. I want to go the aggressive route.
This is an outrage. I worked hard...
We're not at zero analyze anymore, guys!
Here, where nobody will talk to me. What a waste. 1731. You are through the early years of your career now. You have earned some recognition and accolades. Some time from work and a purse are made available to you. As you take some time to enjoy this leave, a terrible thing happens to you.
Your arm is broken while climbing the Alps. A hunting trip results in a terrible stomach wound. A night on the town ends with your leg being severely damaged. Let's do the leg.
A night on the town ends with your leg being severely damaged. You met with your friends, Elsa, Laszlo, and Astrid. The four of you went to the local tavern. It is a busy night, with music playing on the stage and entertainers going from table to table. A fire roared, a pig was roasted.
A full martial run, yeah. I'm trying to do like a rowdy run, let's call it that.
Jobst. They joined your group.
I always play this game as like a teacher with like high intelligence and everything. I want to be like full strength, rowdy, low intelligence.
You decided to go, even though your friends were calling it a night. You, Hetta, and Jobst wandered the streets drunkenly laughing, sharing a bottle of pumpkin seed liqueur you'd bought at the tavern. They brought you through an alleyway, a shortcut. They stopped and took out a bag of powder. Hetta took a pinch and motioned to offer you some. As you grew near, she blew it in your face.
Yeah, the teacher storyline is super interesting.
It became blurry, and then nothing. When you came to, you could not place where you were. Your head throbbed with a great pressure. You realized you were upside down, tied that way. You hung by your right ankle. Your left leg was tied behind your right one. Your knee bent at a 90-degree angle so your legs were perpendicular. Your arms were stretched out to your sides and folded back in at the elbow, then tied behind your back. You were tightly bound, unable to move.
What the
You could
fuck?
see out a window. You were high up. Inside the clock tower, you thought. There was movement around you. First, you heard Jobst speaking. No, not speaking. Chanting. A language you didn't know. You saw a figure.
What did we get pulled into?
It wore a robe. You realized it was Hetta when you saw the hair coming from her hood. She saw you were awake. Jobst, the chanting stopped.
Oh, look at us.
Another robed figure walked out before you. I am sorry, Jobst said, that this is happening to you. You seem nice. We had hoped to find a sacrifice we'd feel less guilty about. I guess it's not really a sacrifice if it's something you wanted rid of. He smiled. There was a kindness there that didn't sit well in the situation. The sun is coming up, Hetta said. Jobst stood. Without saying anything else,
I didn't expect this route to be this different, holy shit.
until you would be found and let down. Then you smelled the smoke. A fire. They were burning the tower. A panic washed over you. How long until the flames spread and you burned? The smoke filled the room. You coughed. A bell sounded. Soon, the smoke began to die out. Somebody passing in the early hours had seen the fire and sounded the alarm. They were able to extinguish the flames before the fire.
So I see in the other route where we like further education, we meet Isaac Newton and he has a fucking heart attack while seeing us.
Ankle.
And this time we get burned in a tower. Okay.
1733. When you learned of your father's death, you were
At work, resting at your home, on a date. Hell yeah.
on a date. The main course had just been served when a courier came to you and delivered the letter. It had your family seal on it. You knew it was important. You excused yourself for a moment. You never returned to dinner. You did not go on a second date.
Aw, no, now this is sad. And just because Nerdy is saying it right now, with seriously, this game is nuts with all the different story routes. It is actually insane. Like, there's so many unique different ways you can do stuff in this game that I already love. But there was one comment I got a while ago on my video, specifically like trying to like get like all my thoughts of this game out of my head after I beat it. With somebody saying like he doesn't understand why I am like shilling for this game so much, considering that it's barely even a video game. And that's like such a weird statement to me, because first of all, this game has gameplay. It's not just like a text-based adventure or something. It's not a visual novel. You actually have like fully exploration bits where you have like point-and-click style adventure, and you have to like solve puzzles, and you have like combat and everything. Like it's a full-on video game. And even then, you can do so many interesting things with this story and change it in like different ways. It was like, how the fuck is this not a video game? Like, it has everything a video game has to have, and it has a massively like interactive story where literally every decision you make massively matters. Like, just look at that. Instead of like going to like the education route, we went to the politics, and like, look what happened now. This is a lot different.
Something changed in you then, and not for the better.
I put this on the same scale as Purse of Eternity. That's a great comparison, actually. Yeah, yeah. I still need to play Purse of Eternity. I lost myself in rage!
I lost myself in a rage. I wanted him to see how well I'd done. I wanted to make him proud, but now I never could. Now, days later, your carriage crests the hills towards Marnes, the sun blasting off the red and yellow bricks and rippling off the blue sea beyond. You are almost home.
Hope to see my mother, to support her in this terrible time. Home to bury a man I never really knew, and now never will. Home to reclaim my life here, now that the man who sent me away is dead. Let's do the second one.
Home to bury a man I never really knew, and now never would.
In some ways, this is better than Baldur's Gate 3 to me personally. Damn, that is crazy praise. What I can definitely say, though, is I... Look at that. Career diplomat. Nice. What I can definitely say, though, is... At least I've beaten this game before. This is like my third playthrough. I have never continued Baldur's Gate after the start of the second act, which I really need to return to at some point, but that's another story. This game's story definitely like connected with me on a very, very personal level. I'm so in love with it. Actually, let me change our name. I'm actually gonna give her Necrotron's real name. Persephone. Whatever E not register. There. Persephone. That's why it's better. I love Larian, but they suffer from Act 3. Very valid. I can also still like change my gender. Let me actually check a few things. Convince us the ability to tell lies and talk about people into doing your bidding. Press refers to your charm, getting people to like and trust you. I don't really want to be like all that charming. Maybe make it like 2 points. Make myself a bigger liar. Analyze was the ability to read others people's truthfulness and intentions. 1 is I think okay. Investigates the ability to notice important details or out of place elements. Also helps avoid ambushes. Knowledge, I want to be very much unknowledgeable. Acuity refers to logical thinking and the ability to piece together clues to form a conclusion. I think it may also make sense as a diplomat to have like... I mean, I am very unknowledgeable for a diplomat, but I do have the acuity to make up for that. A little bit at least. Health, stamina, and ability to withstand poison, alcohol, and mental stress. Sounds good. Agility refers to speed, agility, and dexterity, and affects how fast you move in combat, as well as how well you can complete physical, awkward tasks. And then we have strength itself. Refers to physical power and tasks such as arm wrestling and breaking things. Look at that. Our picture actually is also different. We don't have glasses. What job you thinking? I'm currently thinking of a docks. Like, those are actually the only two that I remember. The teacher and the docks. Considering that we have, like, the career of a diplomat, maybe there's, like, another job we can find. Maybe we can work for our uncle. That would be interesting if we can actually work. That would actually be so crazy if we're able to, like, work for him, considering the story. But I think I am... You know what? Let's remove one more point from Constitution and give it to us in Strength. I want Strength to be really high. I think that's our starting stat spread. One hour from the north gate of Marnes, my coach had been climbing a steep hill, surrounded on all sides by oaks, before the great forest gave way to farmland. And there we saw a young woman accosted by two brigands. My coachman called to me. There's a tavern too. Ah, okay. I don't think so. There are 3 jobs, which are bartender, teacher, and dog worker, but I could be wrong. If Kirsty says there's only the tavern one that I've missed, then I believe her.
Should we stop, madam?
Yes, at once. Our coach pulled to a stop. Is everything okay, my young lady?
Yes. Apart from this pair of fools annoying me.
She waved her hand at them quite casually. The men hefted their weapons, and one of them turned to me.
Stay out of this. It is none of your business.
I confronted them. Outsiders' trust decreased by -2. Great start, guys. The 2 men turned their spears towards me, and my coachman leapt down with his sword drawn. Oh, damn, okay. That wasn't... Okay, early fight, guys. Let's see, okay, I can... Left stick and the D-pad makes me go through all the different menus. Right stick just makes me, like... Actually make me, like, increase the combat speed. To the left of the screen are the portraits of your main character and your allies. Yeah, select a portrait to zoom the camera to that character. Okay, that's helpful. We have action points are used to move, attack, reload, equip weapons, and cast spells. In addition, your own character has a number inside, a star shape, which shows their magic points for casting spells. Yeah, we don't really have any magic yet. Select a terrain to move your active character towards that spot. The hexagonal tiles light up to show you the route that will be taken. It costs 1 AP per tile moved. I'm just gonna move over here then. Isn't it A? Oh, oops, I closed the tutorial, shit. Well, that's fine. Can I, like... Is there a way to, like, turn the camera? Oh shit, I just ended the turn there. Shouldn't have just pressed X there, I think. You go over here. Attack him! Ah! Ah, shit. Stephanie! Bam! The men turned and fled. The fight was not going their way. We let them go.
Thank you for helping me. I know you. You are the daughter of Zelig.
Ah. She shrugged, smiled sweetly, and straightened the garland in her hair. I nodded. She seemed about my age, but I did not recall her face from the past. Who are those men? Surely Mans has not become so lawless.
The protection of the city is not there for all of us. And outside its walls, there are many men such as these.
This much of her words are true. In recent times, I never travel beyond the city without a weapon.
Huh, we're not afraid your life's in danger.
It was not. Those men are fools.
The coachman scowled at her. And who are you?
Just a girl from the village yonder.
Huh. She looked slyly at me and waved her arm vaguely to the north, back down the hill. The way we had come.
I was collecting herbs when they waylaid me.
My coachman eyed her suspiciously, but said nothing. Perhaps you would care to visit me at my mansion when I'm settled in? Then perhaps I might learn your name, sweet maiden. You seem like the feisty sort of lass who I could befriend. Wait, can I like romance other woman as a woman? That would actually be so sick. Is it time for the lesbian playthrough? It is Pride Month after all. But let's make the second one. I like the second answer. She looked amused for a moment, then gave her cryptic answer.
I think our paths shall cross right enough. Perhaps as allies. Though as friends, we shall see.
Be safe then. I must be away, for my father's funeral awaits.
I am sorry. It is a sad day, and Lord Zelig was a good man.
I climbed back into my coach and glanced out to wave farewell. But in the place of a young woman stood an old hag watching me. The shadows seemed to draw in around her, leaving her face indistinct.
Be wary. The Zelig dead dwarfs are circling. The House of Van Eerstrik may have an important part in the future of the kingdom. Do not presume to know who your friends and enemies are.
Haha! And we are in the city again. Oh, it's good to be back.
Whoa there.
The carriage came to a sudden stop, which jolted me awake. I had thought that on my return home after so many years that I would watch it all. Rising up over the hill to see Marnes entering the gates, the ride to my family home, but I had been traveling for 3 days now, and I had clearly been too tired to stay awake, despite my strange encounter in the northern forest. Still, I was home. Perhaps it was unkind of me, but when I stepped out, I was surprised to be greeted by Hoffman. I expected him to be long retired by now. Despite his age, he stood tall as he greeted me.
Welcome home, my lady. I trust your journey was a pleasant one.
As best as one could expect, given the circumstances. It was tiring. Get my bags, peasant. No. The old man said nothing, and there was no expression on his face. He just nodded slightly, as indecipherable as I recalled. Nothing about this exchange gave away how close he had been to my father, raising him after grandfather's death, tutoring him, following him to war, even minding my mother in recent years. If he was hurting from the death, and I knew he was, he hid it well. So are the Necrochan stonks going? We already won our first battle, so pretty good, I'd say. I must have been staring for too long, because he cut the silence.
If madam wishes to go inside, I shall follow along with the luggage.
I nodded and left him be. Okay, let's actually try to, like, see the controls. Is there a way to, like... Okay, if I press LZ, that's highlighting of all the objects. Also, you can be gay if I did it in my first one. That's very cool then, okay. Okay, L and R make it zoom in and zoom out. Is there also a way to move faster? Let's see, boat. A boat hadn't been tended to in an age. I wonder if it was still seaworthy. That's a true question. Let's see with a journal here. Ah, that's the settings. Maybe I can see the settings. Where is it? Interface and controls. Let's apply the bloom effect. Not seeing anything for control settings. There's the character stats, the inventory. Look at that, there's a formal coat we have here. Let's try to wear that. Hint, you can hold ZR to run. Ah. Look at us in our formal coat that we put above our dress. I like the dress physics. Whee! Okay, at least I now know how to run. That's already very helpful. I would really like to know how I can turn the camera though. Because obviously the right stick has different uses. But before we go inside, I also just really, really badly need to go to the toilet. Holy shit. I'll be back in a second. I have to... My stream deck doesn't want to work. Thank you for nothing. It might be hold right trigger. Ah, okay, okay. I will be looking in at that for a second. I just really need to go to the toilet. I am back. This was, oh my god, I don't know what I've eaten today. I was feeling horrible the entire time. I don't feel horrible anymore, so I would say that's a win. Ah. Dress physics that made you spin, that is very much true. Okay, let me check how we can move the camera. There's also a quick save function. That's very helpful. That's very, very helpful, actually. Okay, but I still... What button combination haven't I tried yet? The minus button doesn't seem to do anything. Up and down on the D-pad doesn't do anything. Obviously, that's just walking. None of the other buttons seem to change those functions in any way. I mean, it would probably be the best to just save it R2 or like RZ in this case. Or ZR, I think it is. With it also making it run that it's just like, I also cannot move the cursor anymore while I am... interesting. I cannot move the cursor while pressing down ZR. But it also doesn't allow me to move the camera. That's weird. Well... It was just as I remembered. Less cavernous, perhaps, but still an impressive room. With a grand staircase leading up to bedrooms and private offices, there was no sign of any of our servants, however. And there, besides the fire, my mother slumbered. Mom? My mom looked to be waking from a rest. As I approached, she raised her hands to block the light as she looked at me.
Zelig, is it time for bed? I'm afraid I fell asleep while reading.
Mother, it's me, Persephone. Recognition washed over her face then.
My baby has returned. Your father will be so glad to see you.
Then she trailed off.
Your father. Oh.
I'm home for father's burial. She looked at me, confusion in her eyes.
Your father is dead?
Then her gaze drifted off. Juliana made me sad a lot. Yeah. Her story, like, in general, is so depressing. Like a lot of things in this game. I decided it was best to leave her to rest. That is weird. Okay. I found out how you can turn the camera. I have never seen this before. Okay, that's interesting. You turn the camera by pressing in the right stick and then turning it. Okay, Albrecht. When I next saw Albrecht, he was standing in the lobby beside my bags.
Help you, my lady.
Albrecht, your letter didn't mention how my father died. A sharp look from him then. He must not have wanted the question, but surely he expected it? Forgive me, my lady, but I must confess I'm embarrassed to tell you. He was found dead in a bush. The smell of alcohol strong of him. The herbalist, Halen, performed the autopsy and said it was failure of the heart brought on by an overindulgence in liquor. The herbalist? Did the city have no doctors? I should find and question this man soon. Meanwhile, I needed to search the house for more evidence on my father's drinking habits. Why the herbalist? Why not a surgeon? I'm afraid I do not know why. He's a learned man, I suppose. Drunk? In a bush? Yes, some broken bottles were found scattered around him. With a funeral, I've not had time to tidy the area. Should you wish to look, it's around the back of the house. Who found him? The groundskeeper found him as he began his morning chores. Anticipating my next question, Albert cut me off. Nikos is not here. He no longer works for the family. Why not? Perhaps a discussion best left for now. But in brief, with your father's passing, the family's financial affairs are unstable. I could talk to my father's death no longer. Tell me more about this financial issue. Miss, I cannot say much about it, as I'm still not clear of it all myself. Your father, it seems, had managed to run down his finances. While alive, he was keeping things going, though just enough to mask it from me. When things settle more, and with your permission, I will begin to go through the finances in his office to make sense of his situation. I absently nodded in agreement as I considered what my father had done. Perhaps I should look through these documents in my father's office as well. I have not seen the rest of the house's staff since I was arriving home. Yes, they have been temporarily let go, I'm afraid. In brief, your father's passing has left the family's finances under pressure. A conversation for once you are settled in, I think, Miss Persephone. I saw my mother. She seems worse than normal. The old man inhaled deeply and sighed. Yes, she's been declining rapidly since her father's passed. Not sleeping, confusion, losing sense of where she is. I am hoping your return will anchor her some. I am sure that in a few days, when the pain lessens, she will sleep better, properly, normally. Until then, she wanders a little lost, and I help her get sleep when she can. Yes, I'm sure she will be fine in time, Miss Persephone. I'm sure of it. Has a doctor seen her? No, but there's nothing a doctor can do for her back, for a bar lock her away in a madhouse. I won't allow that, Persephone. Sorry, Miss Persephone. What news of the funeral plans? He paused a moment. It has already happened, my lady. He was cremated and entombed yesterday. We did not receive word of your arrival, so your uncle hastened the event, as your mother's health has been understandably poor since his passing. I had hoped to allow you more time to rest after your trip before telling you. I was shocked at this, and I'm sure that Albrecht noticed. An uncharacteristic softness came over him. It was a suitable affair, I assure you. Tell me more about the funeral, then. His weight shifted. It was as you would expect. A grand event with a soldier's guard. Your uncle spoke, then the cremation. Once the ashes were gathered, they were marched through town. The crypts were cleared, and his remains were placed in the family vault. If a ghoul chased out or any indication, his ghost would have a suitable fight should God see fit to charge him so. A hint of pride showed across his face then. The most honorable burial possible. Your uncle has commissioned a statue for the town center. Nasatia Mason has been hired for the task, and at no small cost. The name meant nothing to me, but Albrecht seemed to feel her work was befitting my father's memory. why was the funeral so soon after his death? Surely they could have waited another day for me to arrive. There was no word that you would arrive, and your uncle was worried that the Shroud would try to take the body. The Shroud? I had thought that all worshippers of the Lich would have been taken care of by now, but clearly that was not the case. Given your father's part in the war, his corpse would have made for a valuable trophy. I'm surprised that the members haven't been chased down by now. Your uncle has tried, but they are hard to find. They do not advertise themselves, you understand? Then what makes them so sure there are any left? There were many mortals who fought on the Lich's side of the war. Not all were found. Your uncle believes that those who survived are out there, waiting. Do they have the ability to raise the dead? I thought that was lost with the Lich. It is hoped so. The presumption is that they are waiting, hoping for a new Deathlord to rise. Taking the body will be more a gesture of resistance. Why would anyone living pledge themselves to an undead sorcerer? It is hard to say. For some, this life isn't enough, I suppose. They want for more time. Or maybe they just want to see others suffer. But I speculate. I had nothing else to ask about the Shroud. I decided to bid him farewell and go on with my day. I traveled all this way and they had already had the funeral. Yeah, that's still such a fucking dick move, seriously. So let's go outside real quick and check out the grave of our father. Inverted camera controls. Kitty! El Gato is here. A black and white cat sat here, watching me suspiciously. I reached out a hand. The beast hissed and ran off around the house. Yeah, she still doesn't like me. Let's see. Oops. Can I still double click? Yes, I can. I have a hat now. Let's fucking go. Okay, I'm gonna put the scythe and the shovel over here. Give me them boots. Give me them gloves. The bucket. And a knife as well. Look at us already. Napoleon everywhere. A mess of whiskey bottles lay scattered on the ground beneath a battered bush. So this was where my father was found. Okay, skill check, knowledge 3. Spend 3 skill points to recall something about your father. Don't know if I want to do that. Spend 0 skill points to just feel disappointment. A shameful end to his life. Then I spotted a small key. Half buried in dirt. I must have fallen from my father's pocket when he was here. I put it in my bag. Oops. Let's put that one over here. I think we can already just like go check. Hello, Mom. Nice to have you here as well. My parents' bedroom. Even now it felt like a violation to be here. Yeah, you should probably go to sleep. Let's check out the wardrobes. Oh ho ho! I can actually check those clothes this time. What do we have here? A fancy dress, a bedgown, a bodice, and a black dress. Nice. Maybe I can actually use these this time. For like the more fancy events. My father's study. Where he spent most of his time. Let's see, what do we have here? It looked like there was something up there. I could probably reach it with a stretch. Ah, agility 1, I have that. Yeah, just like reach up and climb onto the shelf. Inside was a copy of Macbeth. Inside was an unaddressed letter by father. Had clearly intended to send, but now never would. Omen, you owe me a debt, and I intend to collect it at weekends. I warn you, never to disappoint nor shortchange me. The result of either would be most unpleasant for you. After reading it, I put it in my bag. Can you look into the mirror? Oh, we could check later. The drawer was locked. I need to find a key. Maybe we have a key. A bottle of port. Given my earlier findings, I would have expected whiskey or a brandy maybe. Perhaps he kept his stash elsewhere? There didn't seem to be much else of interest in this drawer. There's some normal gloves, a belt. Let's take the port. Blue stone ring. Another knife. And the strange trinket. Let's see. What is this ring? Copper bracelet 1. It doesn't really seem to change my stats, so I'm just gonna put it here for now. Did you examine the belt? It's got like text blurred on it. No, I haven't. Let me see. My father's old belt through which he administered discipline. Oh. Is that what you mean? Damn. Good to know that our father beat us with that thing. Mana boost from Water Hell. Let's go. My father's desk, a pile of maps and writing scattered across it. It seemed he was as messy in later life as I recalled from my childhood. I examined the papers. It was a scattering of personal and academic papers. My father was not, to my memory, a particularly learned man, so I was surprised to see writings from Zosimos, D, and Paracelsus. My recollection of the mirror was that you could look into it at one point and it worked perfectly, but was a massive resource drain mirroring everything, so I think it was taken out. You can check. I will check after we leave this room again. I could make out no discernible pattern in what my father had been researching. Up-to-date charts of the known world and sketchings of our local areas with various nearby tombs marked out. For details on matters of financial? After Albrecht mentioned the family affairs, I ignored the other texts and focused on a ledger showing my father's expenses. Things were bleaker than I expected, and I could understand why Albrecht decided to cut back on the staff. With my father alive, he could have held things together, certainly, but what were a butler and my mother to do with bad loss of income. Where did all his money go? The ledger showed it bleeding out, but to where? Perhaps in those books he had been looking for a way to turn lead to gold? There were also some letters on the desk. Of note, the one demanding payment or else stood out. I was shocked to see my father was an adept to some sharty sort, but given his finances, understood at least. I left it there, as messy as I found it, and in truth, I may have actually left it tidier. Oops, I accidentally clicked on the papers again. Let's see. There's a globe. There's a father for dad. There's a picture for dad, right? A portrait of Elder Schmidt. I had a vague memory of a man from my youth, a general alongside my father and uncle, a close friend of theirs. It marked his death as 1726 during the Lich War. Ah, so I know who that is. Look at that. Yeah, we actually do have a reflection. Ha, that's cool. Damn. I have bigger naturals than I would have expected, to be honest. Thanks, Mom, for the great genes. Let's look around. Was this the point where I already... let me check my notes. Before anything else, I need to talk to Albert and my mother and learn what I can about my father's death. I should find Halen, the herbalist, and ask him why he did the autopsy on my father. Yeah. Okay, let's first see if we can talk anything more out of our mom. Mama thrashed about in a restless sleep, murmuring indecipherably, the cold sweat soaked her sheets. Ah, poor woman. Such a poor woman. Eh. Does Albert have anything else to say?
Can I help you, my lady?
Where did we get a black cat? A new arrival since I was last home? Oh, that annoying creature. It turned up only recently and started pestering us. I would have driven the beast away, but your mother insisted on feeding it. Okay, so only more talk about the cat. You know what I'm gonna do now, though? I wanna try something. A big thing with the Switch 2, obviously, for anyone who knows about the Switch 2, is its mouse mode feature. And if I recall correctly, this game actually has the mouse functionality. Yeah, look at that. Whee! That's when it actually automatically also like recognizes if you like holding it in normal. Oh, that's actually so helpful. Wow, this is awesome. Okay. Okay, this is great. So, when you have a Joy-Cons normally, the game recognizes it, and you can like walk around normally and control the one with your right stick. But once you put it down, it works like a mouse. You control the camera with a right stick. And like with a... the porting guys were great. Yeah, I can't believe that. That's actually like... the intuition is actually great. They did a great job with like still allowing... with like doing it automatically. Yeah, like see, like the Switch 2 actually might be the best like console for like CRPGs at this point. Oh, nice. R1 also now works as like a left click. R2 works like a right click. Yeah, this is like the definitive way to play this game. But how do you run in this way? I mean, the Switch 2 in general is also like stronger than a Steam Deck, which is pretty funny considering that it's like half its price at this point. I had more to take care of at my home first, before going into the city. I'd seen the whiskey bottles around the back of the house, but I needed to know more about my father's drinking habits. There were surely more clues to be found. Ah, okay, I remember. Also, a cool thing that I have specifically for mouse mode features is this thing. It's a little shell where you can like plug your Joy-Con into to turn into a more traditional mouse setup. Yeah, that's nice. Although I have to say, I think prefer it if like the right stick still allowed me to like control the character. Let's see. What are we still missing? One of my favorite places in this house. Many was the night when Albrecht would bring me here to fix me a late snack once mother and father had gone to bed. There's grease, there's a little bit of assorted foods. There's the wine collection. My father's drink rack, bottles of wine, nothing stronger inside. Surely he would have had some whiskey in the house if he was fond of it. But everything was wine. Even his private stash was port. Something didn't add up. It hadn't been home for a long time before this. What I had learned on my return made me wonder if things had changed a lot in the time, or if I had been too young to form a realistic picture of my family. My mother was ill, very ill. I remember her being absent as a child. Not distant. She had been a loving mother, just one who was different. Only now I could see she had been dealing with something significant. Father had been in a precarious place leading up to his death, which itself raised suspicion to me. I resolved to stay in Marnes for a time, to assist my mother. Not wishing to be a further drain on the family, I would go into the city and look for work. All the while, I would seek answers about my father's death. Something was not adding up, and I wanted to know what. It was time to go into the city. Okay, now we can go into the city. Oops. Let's head out into the adventure. From around the corner, a familiar face appeared.
It is you! Oh, I saw the carriage pull up and hoped.
Oh, look at that! Diedrich is actually the one greeting us first this time. Looks like... That's actually interesting. So, because I chose this different path where, like, our cousin was the one who, like, threw a stone at us, we apparently aren't friends with that girl. I forgot her name, actually. Shit. The one, it's the girl that like Diedrich is also like fond of, and I do remember that she actually like greets you at the house before you can leave. Diedrich, my childhood friend, his demeanor was as cheerful as ever, and as oblivious, considering the circumstance. Sophia, right, yes. I'm so fucking bad with names. Sophia turned up to help last time because you were slower? Ah, that makes sense. You've become quite beautiful. He stopped short and blushed, then looked down at his feet before continuing. Oh, hell yeah, we're already rising up a first person? Wait, can you romance Diedrich when you're a woman? Will be fun as fuck.
It is good to see you. How are you?
After a moment, the penny dropped.
Well, yes, of course. The funeral. Terrible thing. I was at it. Shame you weren't. You would have liked...
He trailed off as he hurt himself, rubbed the backs of his head, and stared thoughtfully on the ground.
Well, yes.
Diedrich, you old fool, you haven't changed a bit. He laughed, and then tension was cut.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here I am years after seeing you, and I'm no different. Foot and mouth, first opportunity.
Not like you. You're a woman of the world now. A diplomat, I'm told. Yes, I'm looking for short-term work here. For all my travels, I'm still ended up here in Mans. Yes, I'm looking for short-term work here now, though.
Well, there are plenty of offerings about the place. I'm sure you'll find something. Look, meet me for a drink in Garnett's Tavern later, and we'll have a right proper catch-up.
I'm looking forward to it. Can you romance the guard lady as a lady? We have to find out. Do you have any idea where I might find employment?
Try the docks, maybe? Or, try over at the academy. There's a school there, and I think they're a teacher short.
Scratched his head thoughtfully.
Oh, yes. I saw a sign outside Garnett's this morning. Take a look at that. It might be a job advert. Someone such as you who specialises in fancy talk might even enjoy working in such a place.
Okay, seeing. Okay. Basically, the game is already telling me, yeah, as the diplomat, it makes sense to go work in the bar.
Yeah, I'll mark them all on your map.
Where's Guard 7?
Yeah, sorry. You won't know it yet. She only bought it last year. It's the tavern on the other side of the river. Cross the bridge at the marketplace. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
It was lovely to meet you again, Diedrich. I make my leave for now. See you again this evening.
Diedrich, your childhood best friend. A humble child of Mars.
My friends bowed as I turned away. Oops. Okay, that's better. Let's see. Can I... This is where we are. There's a graveyard. Market. Garnett's Marketplace Tavern. Let's see. So it looks like we can teleport to some places, but not to all. There's Gervais's Keep. The Dead Man's Gate to the Cemetery. Let's just try to get to Garnett's bar first then. I still should remember the town pretty well. It's gonna be interesting to see like this different story path, because I'm guessing we're probably not gonna have like a lot to do with the children this time around, which is sad. I like the children and the storyline with them. It was really nice to like make them like slowly turn into like proper humans. How do I? There was a sign in front of that read, "If you can read this, we want to hire you." Tavern work seemed like a good way to meet people at the reintegrated here. Plus, drunken patrons might let something slip. Maybe I would find clues to the mystery surrounding my father here. Sounds about right. Let's fucking go in there.
Ah, there you are.
What can I get for you, Dove? I heard you're hiring.
I am. Clearly, you can breathe, so you passed me first.
What about test if you in mind?
Well, if you're serious about it.
I'm interested. She leaned in close, and I would have sworn that the smell of pickles from her breath singed my nose hairs. Damn, that must have been a potent smell then. Well, I have a cart of supplies stuck outside of the east gate. Bloody thing must have ran late and missed the closing time. Think you can get the guards to let it in? Well, there's nothing to be lost from me trying, is there? I know you had a fire in you, rich girl. My name is Persephone Van Elstrick. I was wondering if perhaps you knew my father. I knew of him. Is that what you meant? Not really. I was hoping to learn if he drank here. Drank here? Not often. Look, I love this place. I've put together, but I'm under no illusions that it is up to the station of people like Zelig. Yes, he'd come in from time to time, and bless him, he'd remember me from my front lines and of those terrible times. Maybe that's what took him here. But was he here often? No. Man, it's sad to know that even she had to, like, fight at the front lines of that war. When he was here, did he get very drunk? Much as any man. Some nights he would, others he'd not. Usually depends on what they're coming seeking. And if they find it or not. What did he drink? Oh, this one is, I do know. Wine. I know, because he made me order the bloody stuff for when he'd come in. Look around. How am I meant to shift that stuff now, eh? She tuttled her head to the side and rolled her hand in a dismissive wave. My condolences and all that. It looked to me as though he was being framed, and by somebody who didn't know his drinking habits well enough to intimidate them. Intimate them. No, imitate. What is wrong with me? That's not intimate or anything, it's imitate.
I am gone, owner of the Marketplace Tavern from Easton. I am gone, owner of the Marketplace Tavern from Easton.
Oops. Okay, let's see. Come on, let's leave. Which gate was it? Was it the northern gate? Wants me to investigate her missing beer cart at the east gate. Okay, it was the east gate. It's right around the corner, okay. Yeah, there it is. Hey, big boy. As I neared, the guard stood to her tent and saluted.
My lady.
Can you open the gate for me, please? I'm here about the tavern's cart. Can you let it through? Look, for beer, I'll open the gate readily. But the damn thing's wheel has broken. Unless you get a crew of people here to wheel those barrels to the pub, I'm not opening. Sorry. You seen the herbalist? The herbalist? Sorry, I don't know who that is. What does he or she look like? Oh well, that I do not know. I'm not acquainted with him myself. I'll search elsewhere for him. As you wish, my lady. Can you open the gates for me, please?
I'm afraid not. The Baron declared the city closed for Lord Zelig's funeral, to symbolize the city's mourning. We only let you in because, well, it's you.
And the cart driver?
I'd have bloody well made it if you lot hadn't moved things forward.
Yes, well, I'm afraid things that get moved up, son, so...
Bloody well stuck out here.
For the time being, I suppose you're... How long since the morning?
Until your uncle gives orders otherwise, I cannot say when that will happen.
Okay.
And you, my lady.
Then I need to find a wheel somehow in a different way. What's going on here?
The bloody wheel has come off. Right at the bloody gates. Now I'm stuck out here minding the damn thing, having the bloody wolves, the petchers, come try and kill me. Trust my bloody luck to this race.
Maybe I should like increase the audio volume after this. Let Garnet know her card is broken and not just late. Okay, let me just very quickly go with settings. That should be fine. Got it.
Ah, there you are.
About your card, it's broken. A wheel snapped as it reached the gate, so that's why it's stuck in there. Ah, to hell with Benz. I told him to get the card repaired weeks ago. Tight-fisted prick. Now what do? I'm not sure yet. Leave it with me. Well, don't take too long. I can't get people drunk with just my natural charm. Spent 1 skill point to have noticed something of note. I had passed a Wheels Rides workshop earlier near my home. I could try there. I know the location on my map. Or perhaps I could find some people to help me move the barrels. Yeah, spend 0 skill points to think of where to look for suitable people. Surely there would be strong men and women working at the docks. Yeah, that's also my idea, yeah. I would have also expected the docks, if anything, to find strong people to carry. I totally forgot about the wheel ride, but that makes total sense. We never got to, like, actually use him in the previous playthrough, but this makes sense, I think. Okay, where is the wheel ride? Oh, that's a wrong book. Big body, strong people moving boxes, hell yeah. The dogs. What the fuck? Somebody let also like most smelliest fucking stank out there, holy shit. The river was a large man, and not one I recognize. Perhaps he was new to the city since I was last home.
You're staring. What do you want?
I need you to repair the cart stuck at the east gate. It's broken down and needs to be in by nightfall.
Sounds like a rush job. It will cost 8 crowns.
Yeah, he really be fucking hotboxing right now, Jesus. This was clearly an outrageous sum, but I handed it over anyway. His ugly face broke into a grin then. That's ugly, that guy looks like a fucking Chad, holy shit. And he gestured to doff his cap to me, though he wore none. Much obliged, my lady. I'll hasten to the east gate. Excellent. I should return to Garnet with the news. Shit's developing. Shit's moving. Let's see. Can I actually also just do this? Up to Garnet's Tavern.
Ah, there you are.
About your cart. The wheelwright is on his way to the gates to fix a cart. You should have your cargo here soon enough. You did alright for a rich kid. If you want the job here, It's yours. Thank you. I have to think and get back to you. Well, don't take too long. I'm not offering for fun. I want help around this place and I want it soon.
I am Garnet, owner of the Marketplace Tavern for me sins. I am Garnet, owner of the Marketplace Tavern for
About the
me
job.
sins.
You want it then? And received another offer yet, but I was sure other work was out there. Taking this, of course, would conclude my search for work.
I am Garnet, owner of the Marketplace Tavern for me sins.
Is my mouse too close to the portrait? What's happening? I thought about it. I will take the job.
Owner of
Good.
the
Please arrive tomorrow evening for your
Tavern
first
for me
shift.
sins.
The evening was closing in on me. It's probably time to go meet Diedrich in Garnet's Tavern. Before I go talk to him, though, I think I have a sound bug. Wait, save. Can I not override the first one? Yes I can. Okay. Let's see if I can just quit to menu. Go to load. Load this one. I hope the sound bug is gonna be fixed now. Yeah. Hello,
Hello.
Diedrich. Oh, there you are. Come join me for a drink. As I sat with him, he called to Garnet to bring over 2 drinks. Any luck on the work front? I found something, yes. Do tell. Tavernier is the very tavern, would you believe? How wonderful! I very much look forward to attempting to black free drinks from you in the late hours. So tell me, how you landed the job. Well... I can't believe you did that. When her father found out, he chased Flip out of town. Poor chap had to find work over in Mentok and stay the winter. Good old Flip, eh? So, tell me how you have been. Oh, me, where to start? Well, tell me of your work. What do you do now? I took up work in the new academy. New to you, anyway. It's part library, part research hall, and part school. Closest thing to a university in Elstrich. It's nothing fancy, I mostly just help keep it organized, but put books back in their place, that sort of thing. Sometimes a researcher will need something, some obscure piece, and I help the master over there find it. Like I say, nothing fancy, keeps me busy, pays well, and I can read all I want. Oh, Persephone, you should see the books. There's so many, and so many hero books. Oh, even talking about it excites me. Just wanted to let you know that I've really been enjoying your videos on games to be a necromancer in. Unfortunately, I can't watch your whole stream blasted to work, but I'm gonna go pick up this game. Oh, that's nice to hear. Thank you so much for saying that. Dan Catledge? Is that how you say this, or is it Dance at Ledge? I'm guessing it's Dan Catledge. Thank you for liking my content. And yes, do pick up this game. It released last year already, but this year, today, literally today, it released on console. Father Olivier declared it an act of God, so your uncle revoked the death sentence and sold him to a privateer in the Queen's employ to work off his debt. They set sail within the week. Nobody's heard of him since. The gallows just snapped? Termites. Folk reckon the privateer. Dan Catledge. Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you. Folk reckon the privateer set them all on its days before to get the indentures. Tales have come back of him doing the same over in Venice too. At the thought of Venice, Diedrich spat. Good job advertising, Kirsty. I followed the procession to the edge of town, got up to the front, right by the sheet wall. Saw them chase the ghoulie out and all that. I bribed Mortain with a bottle of schnapps to let me sit on the wall that night. I drank a bottle of the stuff myself as I watched the little grey bugger slick back into the crypts. How was my mother in all this? She was, what's the word? Lost. I've not seen her in a while, true, but she didn't recognize me. She walked with a Baron on one side and Mr. Hoffman on the other, guiding her as much as anything else. I don't think she cried, but honestly, I didn't feel like she knew what was happening around her. I read a book about grief that said folks deal with it in all sorts of ways, but was one of them, I guess. The beer's going right through me. I'll be back in a moment. I tried to sign up. Only your father wouldn't allow it. He said it was because I was only 13, but I knew other boys allowed to join the effort. We needed numbers and fast. In truth, I was glad he turned me away. I doubt if I've survived. Barely survived as it was here. He went quiet then. Do you think they're in there? I don't follow. A person. Their soul. Do you think somewhere deep down they're still inside when a dead person rises again? I had an encounter with one. I could have sworn that he recognized me. Gave me the time I needed to run. For a guard came and he trailed off again. I'm sure his soul rests safely in heaven. I guess we'll never know. Who? What happened? You know, I've been to a few places, many with different beliefs to us. I had nothing to say, no words that wouldn't sound small in that space. I couldn't relate to what he had gone through, and in truth, I was glad for that. We spent the next few days bolting over graves and burning what had already come up. You're lucky they sent you away. We both sat silently at our drinks. Look, sorry, let me get you another drink, huh? So, suddenly, I'm at a dinner with the Tsar's cousin, Misha, and nobody else has turned up. I can't see why. He's a strange individual with a colorful entourage. The other envoys had made the excuses to avoid dining here, but this was my first time meeting him, and, well, I hadn't known any better. The food was plentiful and varied, and the wine poured like water. We exchanged pleasantries and swapped tales of our countries. He was polite and seemed interested in anything I had to say. Then, as the last course was being tidied away and port was being poured, he said, "Since it is just the two of us, would you like to see something interesting?" He called on an older lady with a covered face. She came and sat between us, and when she spoke in a language I had never heard. Yet it felt as if I understood her clearly. She took out a black lacquer box and opened it. Inside was a silken wrap, which she opened to reveal a set of cards. Oh, tarot cards! That's what I thought, and they sort of were. Divination cards of a kind, but they did seem to be tarot. It didn't have any major arcana that I recognized, nor wands, coins, cups, or swords, though the cards had no writing or numbers. So maybe it was the art style that drew me? It was all dark, with the images carved in blue and gold, almost like a normal image inverted. Anyway, in short, the deck was odd. I was uncomfortable looking at it as she fanned it out before her. I was uncomfortable looking at it as she fanned it out before her and told me to pick 3. I was going to lean over and tap them, but as I looked at cards, she dropped her middle finger down on them, as if crushing a fly, and slid them forward. The first one she revealed by flipping the right side over. It was an impossibly complex spider's web that I could follow and understand perfectly. The golden spider in the middle looked to be in control from one angle and drowning from another. I'm an old macabre undead Kermie the Nagash vamp the mask player. I've always chosen Necros vampires and animators of undead in any game. Now I'm looking for Necromancer games only. This game is just gold. Yeah, Revenant. If I can recommend one game, try this one. I know it's like a trashy thing to say, like, oh, it makes you feel like something, or like this makes you feel like Batman, makes you feel like Spider-Man. But I don't think there's a game that really makes me like more immersed in the feeling of being a Necromancer than this game. Especially with a slow rise. The second card. She slid her thumb under and turned it from left to right. It was as detailed a drawing of a brain as I have ever seen, but separated into 4 parts, each quarter drawn and colored differently. The final card was turned to reveal 9 skulls with daggers through their eyes, in a way that worked them all together to form what looked like a larger skull. This card was reversed. I don't know if it was good or bad. Unlike any reading I've heard of, she made no effort to explain or interpret it. We all just sat there a while, looking at the 3 cards. Blur feeling like the evil Necromancer. Hey, this time at least I wanna try to like not get the evil ending, okay? Last time I was like a fucking teacher, a very intelligent person, and I accidentally made myself like completely destroy humanity and make them my slaves. This time I want to strive to at least for the goodish ending, where humanity prevails. Although it would be very funny to just play as like a ruffian the entire time and then I suddenly create the solar punk future. After a while, presumably when she thought I had had enough time to figure it all out, she nodded at Misha and myself, wrapped the cards up, and left. You were a badass last time. I was full on massively destroying everything, yeah. My last playthrough was so fun because I fully focused on like getting as much power as possibly. So I was just able to like have like what was it, like 30 zombies just like following me. Like the final fight was so funny. It was like 15 soldiers and they died instantly because I just like fully like plowed through them, and whenever one died I just resummoned them for myself. I understood bits of it, I think, and I'm hoping to discover something that makes the rest click into place for me. Misha didn't speak to me after she left. He just stared where the cards had been. I meekly excused myself and went to bed, where I did not sleep that night. I don't really know why. Go on then, tell us another one. Yeah, stories of your travels are so exotic. And odd, mate. They're bloody odd. I like that there's more and more people just chilling with us. It's been good catching up. Let's do this again soon. Yes, of course. Oh, Persephone. It's so good to have you home. It would be so funny to risk the guy up. It would be so fucking funny to risk the guy up. I actually don't know if you can, like, date more than one person. It was late. Time for me to head home and sleep off those drinks. I slowly walk home while not falling into the water. Because I'm definitely not hungover. Let's see. There's a graveyard, meaning our house should be right up. Yeah, there it is. As I approached the door, I could hear raised voices coming from inside. Please, Juliana, you must take it. The potion helps, you know this. No! I don't know you! I don't know you! I entered to see my mother in distress. Condolence cards scattered around her. The dying fire glistered off the tears and her face, and she screamed at Albrecht. He was beside her, a worried look on his face, holding a bottle out, offering it to her. You're not Zelig? Where's my husband? Zelig! Zelig! Juliana, Zelig is dead. The funeral was yesterday, don't you remember? Liar! Get out of my house! Zelig! I decided to help him. Mother, it's me. Persephone? Is that you? When did you get home? Get this man out of our house! Albrecht? He's our steward. He's been with the family since before Father was born, you know him. What he says is true, Father is dead. I returned home for the funeral. We spoke earlier, don't you remember? We did? I don't. Maybe I do know this man? Albrecht, you look older. He smiled softly. I realized that perhaps this was a dance they've done many times before. I think the same thing each time I look into the mirror, Juliana. Come, drink this. Zelig made it for you, remember? She nodded sheepishly and took the bottle. As soon as she drank from it, her aggregation washed away. There. Sleep well, Juliana. I must. Holy shit, she just fell to the floor. She passed out almost immediately, and once Albrecht set to ensuring she was comfortable, placing a pillow behind her head and draping a blanket over her. What was that you gave her? He paused a moment before answering me. A tonic, of sorts. Your father made it for her to take. It started years ago, after you went off to schooling. No, wait, it was a little before you went. Your mother, well, bless her soul, she was never quite the same after you were born. Your father concocted this to help her, and it did, but she was still unable for you, absent, often, and, well, I digress. It's been working less since he died. She's more lost, confused, you noticed, I assume. She seemed at odds, yes. I was putting it down to grief. Normally, a night's sleep from it clears her mind for days, weeks sometimes, even a month. But lately, it barely gets her to sleep. In truth, Zelig only left so much before passing, and I've been rationing it, watering it down some. Tomorrow she will be as absent as she was today, wondering why the parlor is unkempt. And tomorrow night, another struggle to get her to take the stuff. I wish your father was here. He'd know what to do. Look at me. I am older than him. Well, is it just me? Like, that's like a thing with me. I'm yawning so much. When it's so hot, my brain just shuts off. I've also not been working my full days for the last few days because I just like struggle to stay at work when it's like over 30 degrees. I'm like so unbelievably exhausted. I apologize for yawning the entire time. I helped raise him, for goodness sake, and yet I look to him for wisdom, even in death. Would a larger dose work? Perhaps, but then I will run out. What then? These nights have been tough on your mother. I daren't think of her health if she doesn't get these few hours of sleep, however induced they are. Is there any way to make more? Albrecht's body dropped for a moment, and as his guard fell, I could see how old he really was now. It's to my great shame that I never mastered the written word, but maybe if I showed you the recipe, the original with his notes, you would be able to distill a better potion than me? I can take a look, certainly. He regained his composure, and my brief window into his reality was shut. Okay, let's get some sleep. We'll meet in your father's study tomorrow morning, and I'll give you what I can. I nodded, unprepared for the entire incident. If my mother wasn't asleep on the floor before me and Albrecht's sleeves rolled up, wasn't tidying the mess around her, I'd have sworn the beer had been bad and caused me to hallucinate. As I left them, I prepared for sleep. I could feel my hangover creeping up on me already. You were asking about romance options. Remember the question I shared with you from a player? How many romance NPCs are left so far? That with both the pirates from the tavern, 2 girls from the fish gang, 1 dude from the dock, been flirting with Annie of a gold-haired chick in the hospital. Guess that's all about it for now. So someone is doing better than you on the romance front. You have to up your game. That is true, that is true. I do remember that guy, yeah, just like asking, I think it was like on the Steam forums, right? Just asking about how many romance NPCs there are in the game. It was so fucking funny. I like, didn't even know you can like, date the pirates. That is so funny. I was awoken by voices. My mother. Clearer now than she'd been any time since my return. But for how long?
Not long. A few days, a week at most.
Uh-oh. My old room. It was strange being back. I felt the same every time I returned home. Though it hasn't really been my home since I was sent away. 14 years prior, just a place I came to see my family. Now just a place to visit my mother. Okay, I can't wait that long. A voice replied, but I couldn't hear what they said. So what do you need me to do? Again, the other voice was indecipherable from here, as if it were whispering now. I could tell from the echoes that the voices came from the hall below me. Thank you for the hint, game. No, you can't ask that.
I'm afraid that nothing else will suffice.
Bam. Cut off already. And we reached chapter 3 already, so quickly. I awoke in a cold sweat, loose memories of a dream chased away by the morning's light. Starting from chapter 3, you can select the time of day icon to the control bar to advance time between morning, afternoon, and evening night. Very helpful. Probably gonna be abused when I'm back. We're supposed to, like, take our first work shift today, right? I think she said in the morning, if I remember correctly. I should find Hellion, the herbalist. I should find Nikos, our ex-gardener, and I should check in with Garnet at the tavern to see what work she has for me. Okay. Father's study was over here. As I entered my father's study, I could see that Albrecht was already there. He had laid out a breakfast for me, Though what I could stomach after so little sleep, I wasn't sure.
Can I help you, my lady?
Good morning, miss. I trust you slept well? I had not. I found it hard to sleep with the image of Mother fresh in my mind. It did not help that I could hear her periodically sobbing his name. When I did sleep, it was fitful and full of unpleasant dreams. I did not feel ready for whatever Albert had and this day had in store for me. In truth, no, my night was difficult. Mine also. I do not sleep well when your mother doesn't. But hopefully with your help, we can make her a more soothing tonic to aid her rest. So, the recipe. It is found in this book. He handed me a hefty tome. Leather bound and aged, I opened it to see the worn pages were filled with symbols I did not know and writing I did not recognize the language of. I sensed myself an evil in those pages. Or I turned the pages to one in particular, though I could tell he was looking for an image he recognizes rather than going by word. This is it, Torpor. When he spoke the title, I realized I could make that out, and some of the text that followed it, despite still not recognizing the language, nor understanding the rest of the page. Torpor for arresting thine enemies, be me, be of mortal nature, and unburdening their minds of memories undesirable. The spellbook is my favorite effect in this game. Yeah, the spellbook is so cool. Oh, I love it. Unburdened of memories? Well, yes, to be honest, sometimes it does render your mother somewhat forgetful, but remember, even more forgetful? Yeah, we should definitely give the fucking amnesiac, who's probably, like, suffering under massive dementia due to, like, her already having, like, a higher age and massive trauma through her father, and I guess also through her birth. Let's give her something that makes her even more forgetful. But remember, please, Persephone, that it is only something she needed to take the very odd occasion. If her father was far away and the storms were high, or when he got delayed on a journey home. With a new batch, one I needn't water down, she will only need a day or two. And this grief she feels, in some ways, a mercy for her to forget, no? Take the book, Miss Persephone, and read it over. It took your father some time to get the potion right, if I recall. Of course, I can give you what a little help I can. You need only ask. Okay. It's nice to have the book here again. I'm getting nostalgic seeing these pages. Yeah, this was, I think, yeah, this was the spell to resurrect the zombies. Hiya, the one where I have to kill the giant spider for. If I would make a physical copy of this, yeah, genuinely, I would buy that. Won't be sick merch just to get the fucking Necromancer novel. Maybe I could make like an art book, because obviously it's just like, what 20 pages? And should just make it like the first 20 pages are like the actual spells of the game. Maybe I could make it like twice, one in the original language and one like translated. And then also have like a bunch of like concept art and like stories in there. That would be nice, I think. But nerdy, considering that you're such a massive fan, I can actually... You want to see me brag for a second? You want to see me brag? I think I can brag to you. I might have met the devs in real life due to a very, very, very funny coincidence. Funnily enough, their son is having like a semester in the city that I live in. So they invited me to a dinner once, and look at one of the cool gifts they gave me. It's a little bit smaller. Wait, let me actually change the camera for a sec. So that you can see it. Look at this fucking sick stand. Isn't this cool? This thing's fucking awesome. I'm still so happy to have that. Actually, they also gave me a shelf recently. I still need to like glue it somewhere, like put it on the wall. I'm thinking of putting it over here. But I need to get my dad over here to do it for me because these walls are a little bit finicky to work with. Did you just call me a dick? Or did you call this thing a dick? But yeah, it was like the funniest coincidence. Them finding my channel and asking me to work together with them to play their game and everything. It really just... it was destiny. Okay, let's see. That's a map. We find a means to decipher the torpor instructions in the strange book. The library at the academy or the library at the cathedral might be places to look. I think you're the only Necro YouTuber, to be honest. There are other channels I've seen, but I'm like the only active one. I say active while having like, what, 1 or 2 new Necromancy episodes out this year. I know I'm slow, But the next video is almost out. It is adjacent to Necromancy. And after that, we got another Necromancy episode. And if everything works alright, I can make at least like 1 or 2 more Necromancy episodes this year. And I would really like to continue my Resident Evil series. And that's also about like undead. So I like the occult and I like the undead. I am a simple man. Couldn't I like find things to decipher the text here as well? Pretty sure there was things to decipher here. Amidst all the books on these shelves, an old volume entitled Seances of a Living caught my eye. I could find it here again later if it seems useful. Ah, so the Seance one, I remember. That was the second spell. I think that's what we like needed the book for. Yeah, that's a Seance. Oh no, not the Seance. This is like the death spell. I like to ward ourselves from others. That was to create the wand. I think that was the Seance. Then let's go and see if we can find something in either the church or the university. If we go to the university, we can definitely say hello to our cousin. It looks like we have a pretty good bond on this one with him. Is that a cat? Sleeping peacefully. Oh. Wait. Aha! I think the best way the controls could work for me is if I could still like control my character with a left stick while using the mouse mode. Like obviously, like walking around fully with like the mouse is like Diablo in this sense, which also works perfectly fine. I just still like the feeling of like controlling a character with a stick, which is like just like a personal preference of mine. This is the North Noble Quarter. We can definitely check for like Garnet's work right now. If we could go to the academy. gate was where the herbalist was again. I think it was next to the barracks, right? Yeah, I think. These were my main city barracks, an impressive collection of buildings housing hundreds of soldiers. Oh, look who I see here. Oh, Lucas is here.
I am delighted to see you, though I only wish it were under better circumstances.
What is Lucas doing here? It was strange to see my cousin after so much time.
So, what can I do for you, dear cousin?
I wish to ask you about my father's funeral. A different tone overtook the conversation then. Not just one of sorrow, for it was that, but also a sadness, one that seemed deeper than I thought was warranted. If you could believe such a thing.
Of course, cousin. A truly sad affair. I am so sorry you missed it. I pleaded with father to wait. I knew you would come. But he couldn't be talked with. He was sure the Shroud had ill intentions towards your father. He has feared them gravely since the war. Obsessively so.
What did he think the Shroud would do? Who can really say? Certainly he has seen his fair share of what can be done with necromantic magics, and wherever you believe they could actually do it. Trapping your father's soul or reanimating his body would certainly be a coup for them. I'm sorry, that was distasteful of me. All I'm saying is that whether his fear was rational or not, I can understand him having it. What's the last time there was word of a Shroud? Truthfully, I do not know. In the tavern, late at night, somebody will mention seeing people move through the graveyard nights before, and there have been rumors of bodies getting missing, going missing from unmanned grims. But the Undertaker and the guards all dispute these claims. Very little is officially declared, so it's hard to know, really. Would you have any idea why the herbalist would have performed the autopsy and not a doctor? That is strange. I do recall a military skirmish with nearby bandits recently that went poorly. Perhaps the surgeons had their hands tied with the wounded for that? Certainly, I can see Father rushing ahead by any means to get Zelig cremated before whatever ill fate he envisioned came to be. You have a lot of questions, cousin. Do you suspect something? I do, cousin. I won't trouble you with my concerns just yet. Safe to say that things are not adding up for me. Well, be careful. If you're correct that something strange is afoot, then whoever is behind it is likely keeping an eye on you. I had nothing else I wanted to ask of this topic. What do you do now, cousin? You find me at the academy. Should you wish to speak some more, I work there at the school headmaster. I had gathered from my current correspondence while away that Lucas had not followed his father into politics or the military, but I had not expected that. You are a schoolmaster?
Yes, can you believe it? It was about as far as I could get from father without actually running away.
I am happy for you. I am too. Most of the time, sometimes this lot proves too much for me and I rethink my choices though. It was said cheerfully with a friendly headshake in the children's direction. They responded with childish rebellion, a stuck-out tongue here and a nonsensical whooping there. I could tell that they liked him and he them. I bade my cousin farewell. Let's see, can I talk to her? Oh, I can definitely face through her. Moika, hello. The young guard stood tall and motioned me to stop.
The barracks are close to civilians.
Okay. Oh, no.
The barracks are close to civilians.
No. Can I not riz her up as a woman? Ah! The pain! The suffering! An impressive garden, possibly the best I'd seen in the city. Well, then let's talk to the old guy over here. Helen, hello. When I finally found the herbalist, he was tending to his garden. Some herbs, yes, but it seemed to be more decorative and functional. As he saw me, he stood and stiffened.
You're Zelig's kid?
I am.
Well, what do you want from me then?
Did you know my father?
What? Are you asking if I know Zelig von Elstrick? One of the most famous sons of old Rolston, never mind the city of Mars? Ooh, the apple has fallen pretty far from the tree, ain't it? Everyone knew you dar. Now, was I friends with him? Of course not. People like him never have time for people like me. Move in different worlds, us.
I want to ask you about my father's autopsy. He said nothing, so I carried on. Why did you perform it?
I did it because I was asked to. Simple as.
Who asked you to?
I got a letter from the head surgeon. No whys, just a request and a purse of gold.
Just a piece of work to you, then?
We're not all noble-born. Some of us have to take cash when it's offered.
What did you find?
You won't like it, but it was alcohol that done him in. Swollen liver, pale skin, signs of asphyxiation.
How long had he been dead when you performed it?
Within a day of his being found. He'd been in the hospital for a while, before they decided they couldn't take him, then a while longer for them to find me. Didn't want the task, but what could I do?
You didn't want it?
Yeah, I had this feeling in my gut that I'd be cross-examined by his kids someday.
He's such an asshole. I'm just asking about my dead father. Stop being such an ass about it. What training have you for such a task?
Not as much as I'm sure you'll have wanted. But I know herbs, which means I know poisons. There were no outer wounds, so they wanted to see if what he's drank had been just alcohol or if there was something else in it.
And?
You won't like it, but it was alcohol that done him in. Swollen liver, pale skin, signs of asphyxiation.
What state was the body in when you saw it?
Stiff, decayed, liver bloated from too much drink.
Any other wounds?
Now that you mention it, he did have a massive big spear through him that I forgot to put in my report. Christ.
I'm just asking because I want to know what happened, Halen. Sorry for having emotions. You could try learning another one next to sarcasm.
Back of my shop. Where else? I wanted to cut into him in the Grim Chamber, but the priest wouldn't have it. Thankfully, your father stayed dead.
I stared at him in disbelief.
What? He's dead. It was a fair concern.
I had nothing else to ask him about the autopsy at the time. Want to ask about the shroud? What? Why? The funeral was rushed for fear of them doing something. It's unclear to me what exactly. I want to know if they really are a real threat. And if so, to what level. If the shroud is still around, they ain't looking for a glory run just to get snuffed out doing it. Any threat from them would be hidden, surely. Either way, I can't imagine they have the numbers to threaten a military funeral. I decided to leave it at that for now. God, I hate this guy. Normally I like sarcastic assholes, but not when it's about my father's death, okay? I should find Nikos, the ex-gardener, and discuss my father's death. I need to remember, where was Nikos again? Wasn't he somewhere around the academy? It's a town hall. I think I never ended this except from when I was like caught doing necromancy. How much moolah do we actually have? Oh no, that was on a character screen. 17 gold still left, yeah. So we started with like 28 thanks to one job. Better than last time. that's a town exit. And 2 up north. Pretty sure it was somewhere around here. The hangman's place. A group of children was playing outside for school. They looked more unkempt than I recalled, even from my poorer classmates.
You looks just like Master Lucas.
Lucas von Elstrick, you mean?
You know the schoolmaster?
Of course she does.
The child who spoke was older than the others, a girl of perhaps 12 years. She sat back and watched the others they paid heed when she spoke. You know me then?
Just got me into the ground is all. Your father, he's the one what died yesterday.
He died a few days ago. The funeral was yesterday, yes.
Sorry. My father died way back before I was born.
I didn't know what to say to that. As I regarded the child, I felt something brushing my side. A short-haired boy jumped back, pulling his hand away from my pocket. I swung my fist at him! But he had already dodged back too far and ducked away from me. You boy, what are you doing?
I wasn't doing nothing. It wasn't me. I never. Nick! Nick, stop that! I'm sorry. I'll make sure Nick tells Father Huber about this in his confession.
I had nothing else to ask of them, so I suggested they stay out of trouble and left. Oh my god, I almost thought I'm gonna punch a child. That would have been so fucking funny. The literal, opposite of my last playthrough. Okay, let's see if I can find Nikos. Where could you be? I still love the music. I think the military quarter was not it, right? I think last time I played this game I had the talk to Nikos thing for literally until the end of the game. Ignore me, I'm just running around trying to find some person. Where could Nikos be? I'm pretty sure he just lived in the... not in the noble quarter maybe, but around here somewhere. Was it this house? Yeah. I knew I remembered where it was. I knocked on the door. Aye, come in. I entered to find the groundskeeper fixing up a pair of boots. When he saw me, he dropped his work in a panic. Likely he did not expect a noble to walk in on him.
Oh, yes, my lady. Sorry for the mess. I wasn't expecting guests.
I'm Persephone von Elstrick. I believe you work for my family? His demeanor stiffened.
I did?
I wanted to ask about what you found in the bushes at our house.
What I found in the bushes? Your father and some bottles. I can't really recall much else. Mine's been worrying about how I'll feed my family since Hoffman let me go.
He was clearly looking for a handout, but I could not spare enough. 5 crowns or so. I have to return later. He was clearly looking for a handout, so I took out my coin purse and paid him fairly.
I am Nikos, your family guardian. I am Nikos, your family gardener.
Nikos examined the coins I provided and seemingly satisfied. He told me what he knew. That's where I found your father. As if he'd fallen in, whiskey bottle on the ground. What seemed odd to me was how tidy it was. No broken glass, nothing else around the bush. Not wishing to paint myself poorly, but I've had my fair share of benders. Never woken up to something as tidy as that. Tidy? He stopped to look at me at a moment, clearly trying to decide if he should carry on or not. I nodded to encourage him. Well, I'd have expected some vomit, or piss, I mean. If he drank himself to death, where I understood that people shit. I waved at him to stop. He had a fair point, but I didn't need the picture he was painting. Did you notice anything strange about my farmer final days? Afraid not. I didn't see him much. He'd come to the garden the odd time, praise me on my work, ask about my family, all this stuff, but not often enough that I'd have spotted anything out of place in his final days, sorry. Might we speak about your time in working at our estate? Nothing to tell. I worked hard, and I got paid. It appeared that I would have to catch him in a better mood if I wished to progress this topic. I had nothing else to ask him about. Did that update the book? Yeah. Now we still have like... Let's do... I think that's gonna be it. Let's do the Garnets thing. Do the first tavern quest. Oh, that's foggy all of a sudden. Wanna see like how the storyline for the tavern goes. And then I'm gonna end it for the day already. Because not only is it already kinda late for me, it's also unbearably hot. It is unbearably hot. And I have the window closed because otherwise all you would be hearing is cars. Man, the Discord folks aren't doing their best at the account safety thing. What happened yet? Did something else happen now? Garnet's Tavern was locked. Okay, then let's make it morning. Locked still. I'm guessing it's not gonna open until like evening. Oh, there it is. The door opened behind me, and a rough-looking man at a nearby table shouted in anger.
My own brother and my wife. How could you do this to me?
Clearly drunk, he staggered to his feet and pulled a concealed blade from his dirty tunic. J-Bolt and Traumdieb got their accounts hacked and sent me the classic Mr. Beast images. Both of them? That's funny. That's just purely funny. But I need to check something. Okay, the titles were updated correctly. For some reason it is saying it differently in my OBS. I'm going to check. Like, how did, like, Traumdieb, like, get his account hacked for a third time in, like, a year? What the fuck? Intruder was a foppish man. Perhaps an actor or playwright? Janko, no!
Don't harm me, oh brother, for I love you dearly.
Persephone, do something! I left these drunken fools to their own devices. Gentlemen, I'm sure as brothers you can talk about this without resorting to weapons. I ran at the drunken man in an attempt to disarm him. Yes. He staggered towards me and swung his blade wildly. I tried to grab the knife from his hand. I succeeded in grasping his forearm, and we tumbled to the floor in a tangle of limbs. Look at that, strength level 3. Spent 0 skill points to overpower him. My superior strength was to my advantage, or perhaps it was because he was drunk. Either way, I overpowered him. As I pinned him to the floor, Marijan swooped in to remove a knife. You should leave now, sir. Discuss this another time when you are sober. Humbled now, Yanko stumbled to his feet. He then stormed through the door and away into the night. Workers, outsiders, and military like that. Persephone, thank you for handling the situation. Well, that was a great first impression to our boss. Once per chapter, you should ask Garnet what work she needs doing. Afterwards, ask her for pay. That's my plan, game.
Ah, there you are.
I was ready for my shift of work at the tavern. Is there anything I can help with this evening? That's what I pay you for, isn't it? Ale barrels could use a good scrubbing. Don't want the rats getting too familiar. Of course, I'll take care of it. The barrels were covered with a solid layer of coagulated muck, only some of which seemed to be from the ale. I did not endeavor to discover the other source of the crime. I merely scrubbed, wondering how many stations in life had fallen so far. Wondering how my station in life had fallen so far so fast. That's fun. Who's that? Sophia.
You're back?
Oh!
This is delightful news. It must have been 5 years since we last met. Why, we were only a pair of girls back then.
Also, if I get a third Mr. Beast DM, I'm paying everyone to remind them to secure their accounts. I mean, hearing this already just makes me think, is there a single good thing Mr. Beast has done to society? He's the face of every fucking AI scam. Or like scams in general that happen with like hacked accounts and bullshit like that. He's like, he made YouTube as a platform objectively worse. And all of his shows have massive scandals in the background coming around with like, oh yeah, like we got treated absolutely poorly. Like, oh yeah, they stole stuff from us. Oh yeah, I almost died. A single fucking good thing he has done for society. Is there anything? Yeah, grinning face. Felt serious then.
I heard of your father's passing. Terrible thing, but it won't overshadow my joy at seeing you.
The most serious of faces.
Sophia, a childhood friend of yours.
Tell me what you have been up to since I was away. Exposed that rich people are always assholes. We knew that long before Mr. Beast. The only thing we now know is that a lot of people are extremely gullible as long as you pretend to do good things with your videos. Like, it is so funny, like a few years ago when you like dared to criticize him in any way. How people were just like walking around like, oh, but he's doing such good things. What are you doing? He's actually helping homeless and like giving people money and doing things. And it's like, yeah, he's doing that because he makes more money while doing that. And he's able to like all of his videos are basically nothing but like exploiting people for wealth. Or making rich people propaganda to make them look like good people. That's all he fucking does. Tell me what you've been up to since I was away.
Oh, this and that. I never really settled on anything, being honest.
You're going to be an artist the last time we met.
Yes, I was.
She shrugged and then sighed dramatically.
I didn't manage to sell many, I'm afraid. I'm not cut out for it, it seems.
Huh, that's sad. I'm investigating my father's death, Sophia. Something doesn't add up about it. Really? Oh, that's terrible. I'm afraid that I cannot tell you anything, though. I barely knew the man and certainly did not move in his circles. Even those times I visited your house as a child, Persephone, I swear he never said a single word to me. How is your father, Sophia? He's well enough, thank you. In truth, though, I think he is still lonely after all these years. Despite his successful tailoring and dressmaking business, he never really got over my mother's death. Poor man. Tell me what you have been up to since I was away.
Oh, this and that. I never really settled on anything.
What about acting? You were good at that. Sophia twirled around and waved her hands in the air.
All the world's a stage, and the men and women merely players. Well, yes, I fear my stage career started and ended in my school days. The pinnacle was when I understudied as Hermia in a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream that ran in the northern provinces 2 summers ago. We even performed for Queen Olka.
Wow.
Well, at least my troupe did. I didn't tread the stage in many performances, I'm afraid.
She smiled ruefully.
I probably spend too much time in garnets these days.
We'll talk again later. I like Sophia. She's a fun character. Okay, let's clean the next barrel. And the next barrel. And then there's this one. I think that's it. This was the last barrel, and quite probably the worst. Still, I got through the job. Following this, I continued for several hours at my regular duties in the tavern. I'm guessing that's it for the first day.
Ah, there you are.
What Martin needs doing today? I appreciate your eagerness, kid. You've already done your work for now, though. That's nice. Then please give me my pay. Certainly. Cheers for the hard work. She handed me a fistful of coins from her pouch. When I sell some fine wines, I'm trying to raise funds for my household. There's no demand for that here. Sorry, Dove. I have nothing left to say. Let's see. So the only thing I have to do now is to decipher the page. But how much money do we actually have now? 16 coins again. Okay, so what did I get? Like 3 coins? Not that much, but at least something. It ain't much, but it's honest work, guys. Can I talk to some of the people here?
Leave me be. I just want to have a drink in peace.
Spend 0 kill points to notice something about this man. You're a soldier, yes? A man of for hire, recognize the sigil. You served at the Mark conflicts. I did, aye. You have a good eye and a better knowledge of military issues than I would have expected. Sexist. I motioned to the barkeep to bring the man a drink. He took kindly to the gesture. What brings you to Mans? Same thing that brings a mercenary anywhere. Work. Your baron is paying good money to keep a few companies a retainer. It's boring work, sitting about waiting for others, for orders, but it's good money. That confused me. The city guard was well armed and not short-staffed. Why would my uncle be spending money on these mercenaries only to have them sit around and to no obvious end? Well, I shouldn't take up any more of your time. You deserve your shore leave for as long as you have it. Good evening. Couple. A nobleman and his evening. A nobleman out for the evening with a woman half his age. Ah. They are arguing about something or other involving his wife. Ah. Okay, so this is not his wife. That's at least reassuring. Who do we have here? Klaus.
Aye.
That's a carrier, nice. And I see Diedrich is also chilling here again.
Hello.
What about still, Persephone? I'm seeking a book to help me read an old language for a research project. Perhaps you can help? I'm not really an expert on old books, Persephone. The head librarian, Ibrahim, should be able to help, though. Call into the library in the morning and ask him. Thank you. I think it's time for me to get going, then. Thank you, Diedrich. And who do we have here? Mens.
Hello.
Thanks for helping me with the cart business before. Garnet had my hide, but at least no bloody creatures got near me. Bloody shame about your father. Tell me, are you a religious woman? I could be more devout. Same, straight from the path long ago. Tell me, what do you believe in? I don't want to hear that. It's foolish. Bloody stupid ideas I formed as a kid and haven't been able to shake yet. Please. Really? Oh, why not? So I spent some time down in India trying to get rich quick. That failed, obviously, but I learned about the Hinduism. Well, they believe the world is all dreams. One god's dreams. This Vishnu, he's dreaming up everything, see? You, me, this tavern, my parents, grandparents, and he's living all those lives to live the full experience of humanity. And when he's done, when there's no more lives to live, it all ends. Just like that. And I sort of think, what if that's kind of true? True for each of us. I always thought that maybe there wasn't anything after this, or before. Like maybe there only is one stretch of time, say 700, like 1700 to 1800. That's it. And when your life here is done, you sort of just start over. In a new body. When you cross paths with. Say, there's a dog in the street. A hungry dog. And this dog, he sees me buy a big bag of sausages. And he growls. I think if I kick that dog, maybe in my next life, I am that dog. And I get kicked. And I'm hungry. That's my punishment. But maybe I feed that dog, let him follow me home, make him a bed by my fire. And fed him sausages every now and then. Well, when I die, maybe I come back as that dog. And I get to live by a fire and eat good sausages once in a while. Anyway, that's what I think. Probably rubbish. But it makes me think twice before I go bad on somebody. Maybe that'd be me next. And I'm making a badness for myself. So I don't do it. I don't go back on people. Not if I can help it. Benz, you've astounded me. I motioned to the bartender to pour Benz out another drink on my tab. Yeah, I did not expect to learn about Hinduism while talking to the guy that was supposed to, like, bring beer to the bar. That was cool. What's with you? That's Ramon.
Hello.
Pleased to meet you, sir. I am Persephone. He took my hand and kissed it politely. I am Ramon. And how beautiful you are, may I say. Please sit with me for a moment. Why is it alone? I am not local here, and only recently arrived. Alas, I have not made many friends. Surely a handsome man such as you has female company, though. Thank you for saying so, my lady. And you too are quite beautiful. I am lonely for now, though. Alas, my love Jayana once awaits for me at home. I have not seen her these past 3 months. Where are you from? Venice. Beautiful Venice. Though I fear that does not make me popular here. Oops. Why did you leave Venice? I had to leave it in a hurry. Please do not pry, madam. Tell me about Venice. It is a splendid city and a large one, but we are sadly troubled these days. Alas, my countrymen fight too many wars, and they do not always win. Good evening, Ramon. Enjoy your drink. Oh, let's give him another beer, though. He nodded in appreciation, so I've hastened to the bar and collect 2 drinks. The company was good, and the beer went down easily. Ramon was most attentive to me, watching my every move and smiling warmly. Let me get you another beer. I heard a coin sound. I'm scared it actually cost me money. It did. Let's stop giving him beer. This one was trying to convince his wife about some crazy money-making scheme involving steam-powered engines. She did not seem impressed. The get-rich-quick scheme of steam engines. Unfortunately, I am needing to go. Have a good day. Okay, nerdy. Have a nice time. It was fun to have you here. Can I leave? There. Okay. But for me, I would also say it's time to stop. Let's overwrite that. Thank you. Can you not rename your saves on the console version? I remember you could do that on the... I can make a new save, but not... Huh. Well, I can probably maybe look at that later. But now, guys, we get to the interesting part of doing the giveaway. So, I see where there's still 6 people in chat. Who of these people would be interested in the giveaway of getting a copy of this game? I have 2 codes available. And I would definitely like to do it today. If it's possible. If there's not enough people to do the giveaway, actually, I probably would just do it on, like, Saturday. But it depends on how interested people are, I would say. There were a few people that joined in. So maybe I should, like, repeat myself. I would like to do the giveaway now. I have 2 copies of this game. I would... Anyone who, like, writes in the chat now that they would be interested, I would then put them into, like, a short, like, random generator, and the 2 people that it throws out, those 2 would get a copy of this game. I already have a copy tired. That's interesting. I have codes for the console version as well. But it all depends on if there's even enough people that want it. As we are not that many today, sadly. Which makes sense. It is way later than I normally stream on a weekday. So I would say I probably would just, like, wait for, like, a few more minutes, and if and if everybody already has a copy or is not interested in, like, a story-focused game, I would say I would just do it again on Saturday. But I do have to say, like, it is a really good port, right? Like, this is a really, really good port. I also already have a copy of a Necromancer's Tale. I mean, I own the game also, like, multiple times now, just saying. I definitely have to say, like, I also very much appreciate the game having mouse support. I always am very happy about any game that has mouse support. I still just wait for the day for Diablo to have to release on Switch to have mouse support. Holy shit, if they release Diablo 4 on Switch and it doesn't have mouse support, I'm gonna riot. Also, why are we taking so long? The Switch has been out for over a year, and the new expansion for Diablo released recently, and the new season is gonna launch at the beginning of next week. Give me Diablo for Switch. I wanna play that on the couch while watching another show. So, are there any other people that would be interested? If there's also just, like, 2 people in the chat saying they would want the game, I would just, like, give it to those 2. Oh, my neck. Oh, the heat is killing me. My entire body is, like, stiffened up and I'm sweating. How you like my screenshots? You have to make screenshots for some quests. I mean, yeah, Kirsty, I know you have a game already. Oh, that was funny. I tried out the demo for, what's it called again? Ramblin' Fantasy Relink. Game goes kinda nutty. Like, I'm very happy with, like, the Switch port. It looks really good and runs great. But what the fuck is even happening here? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, Kirsty, I think you're right. I'm very sorry that I'm not able to do it today then, for the codes that you gave me. But Saturday is another day. We should be more people on Saturday. Like, we are currently like around half as many as normally. So I'm guessing there's going to be more people that would be interested then. And in any other case, my next video is almost done. So worst case scenario, I can just put the codes. I can just like say, hey, anyone interested in that, like, write in the comments. I'm gonna randomly raffle it out and write you on Discord or something. But okay. I still want to thank anybody who was here today. You will be even more hot than... Yes, I'm so terrified. It's like, what is it right now? Like 32 degrees. It's gonna be like 34 to 36 on Saturday. I'm so scared. I am so scared of Saturday. Maybe I'm just gonna like put a second fan in there. I have a fan on my right side. Maybe I'm gonna put one on my left side to just like blast me from both. Yeah, Saturday looks roasting in Germany. It's like the entire week is horrible. I'm generally considering to just like call myself like sick for the rest of the week because I'm so worthless right now. Like the last few days, I'm just like sitting there and like vegetating for myself and like working so slowly because it's like hard to work. Even though we have a fucking air conditioner at work, but it's still so unbearable. But what I wanted to say, I'm still so happy for anyone who was there today. I'm happy that Necromancer's Tale released on PC, released on console, and it is not only on PC anymore. I have it on Switch now. I'm probably gonna play like at least 1 to 2 more runs on here to just see different routes. Maybe I can like post in the Discord if I get another ending this time, or if I like just fuck up again and like enslave humanity yet again. Also, thank you again to Kirsty, Psychic Software in general, for the review code so that I can like look at this game early. And thank you again also for giving me the opportunity to do this little like giveaway. So I wish everyone a nice evening and a rest of the week. We see each